So today I'd like to do a quick review of a Rosewill micro-ATX mini tower. As its name states, it's for micro-ATX motherboards or smaller. It's a nice case. I've actually gone through 4 of these in some budget builds over the last year or so. On Amazon, they're about $26. And so as far as being one of the more affordable cases, I think they've worked out really well. So I thought I'd do a quick review of this just to say that it's a worthwhile investment to get one of these. They are cheap, $26. You can't expect much. This has already been built. I have to make a modification for where I mounted the hard drive, and this machine will be used at church for controlling the lighting system. We have an LED par lights, and so this will be driving that software. So it's got a Ryzen 2200G in there, so it's not a lot of horsepower, but it doesn't really need much in there. So the main thing, I didn't want to talk too much about the build of the computer itself, but rather of the case quality. The quality is certainly acceptable. It's pretty thin metal, as you might expect for $26. It has a full hardware set as far as the screws and standoffs are concerned. So certainly for this board, they had exactly what we needed. We didn't have any. I think we have 2 leftover standoffs. Lots of different types of screws that are available. They give you a little bag with the hardware in it. It has 2 fans. It has one in the front, one in the back. Okay, and they're fine. They're not really noisy. It takes all the standard size power supplies, so that's no big issue. It has two hard drive. Actually, I guess you could put 4 in there. I guess hard drives if you wanted, and then also has 2 drives for optical drives as well, or spaces for whatever you want to put in there. So I generally just put my cables up in there like that, so keep them out of the way. The other feature on this that I just saw, I was having a problem. I use solid state drives. In this drive, I shoved up in the top here, not knowing where else to put it. Okay, so these things can kind of flop around, especially if you're not moving the computer around. Putting the drive, kind of had it up in there so it's not going to be flopping around too much, is really not too much of an issue, but I really wanted to mount this on a permanent spot. And on a more recent build I just did, I got fed up with doing that, but with just shoving this SSD somewhere, just so it can just sit there. I wanted to have a more permanent install. So one thing that's on these, I was trying to find where to screw it in, and I tried some different places, like down here where the vent hole's in for the hard drive, and I did do that on another build. So I've got the hard drive kind of sticking out a little bit, but not an ideal place. What I found though, because I was thinking, isn't there a place to mount these things? And I flipped it over and looked at the bottom, and lo and behold, I saw the 4 mounting screws here, which were not explained anywhere in the little manual they give you, which really isn't a manual, it's just a little picture book. But so anyway, so we can put the SSD down here, okay? So that was something about this motherboard, and maybe other motherboards as well. I haven't dealt with too many newer ones, but we can mount this down there, so that's a good thing. So anyway, so as far as this build is concerned, the $26 case is very usable. It is flimsy, so if you're doing any kind of moving it around or whatever, take this off here, I do have to put a CD drive in there, or a DVD burner, because this will be at church and it'll pretty much be standalone for the duration of its lifetime, and I'll probably be called in for IT support once in a blue moon. But this thing, beyond getting the software loaded and everything, should just sit there and not really require any maintenance of any sort. It won't even be connected to the internet. Once the software is up and running and I've got the Windows in a stable condition, then there's really no reason to fool with this. So that's what's nice about these inexpensive cases. If you have something that's just going to be sitting there and no one's really going to be doing anything except punching the button to start it, and potentially this could serve as a backup drive to record sermons and music and things, and would have a single burner in there if needed. Again, it would not be connected to the internet. So for something for that use, I think these things are perfect. So, and it still has, if you wanted to put a floppy in there, you could do that even. This has got 2 spots. I guess you can put something else in there as well. So, it's maybe the one downside of this whole thing, it only has the USB 2 on the front, and that would have been nice if they included USB 3, or at least have that option to pop these out and put new ones in there. I don't know if you could do that or not. Now, see, it's on that little board there, so you'd have to replace that little board to put the USB 3 in there. But that's probably the one thing I don't like about this. But otherwise, whoops, I keep pushing that in. I'm going to put a DVD drive in there anyway. So, but for the price, $26, you know, for a build, it's not going to get hot or anything. I think this $26 Rosewill case is an awesome and excellent choice for a lot of people. So just consider that. If you enjoyed this video and learned a little bit, please give me a thumbs up. And if you really liked it, please subscribe. And I'm starting an option if you would like to make a one-time contribution. There's a link in the description below as far as you can make like a penny or a 50 cents or a quarter or something, or 20 bucks or whatever. But none of my videos are affiliate links or anything like that. So everything I do is just out of pocket. And I'm not trying to make money. I'm just trying to pay off my camera and my lights and stuff over time. So if you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them in the comments section below. And I'd like to thank you very much for watching.